Hello everybody, I'm Tom and you are watching me play Warframe. In today's video, we're going to go for my Zephyr build. This is Zephyr Prime. I think Zephyr Prime looks really good. I never really liked the look of Zephyr, but Zephyr Prime, fantastic. First things first, her abilities. Her passive is she moves faster while airborne and falls 35% slower, which sounds counterintuitive. Essentially your gravity going downwards is slower, but your horizontal movement in the air is faster, is how that works. Which is really good because it actually makes her quite useful in the air. Tailwind, her first ability. You sort of shoot around the air. Flying, kind of, would be the best description of it. You kind of like dash through the air in certain directions, whatever direction your cursor is pointing. If you hold that from the ground, you'll go up in the air and hover, like you saw me doing at the start of the recording. So you can actually just sort of jump up in the air and hover. I'll show that off a bit better later. Her next ability is Airburst. She throws like a wind blast, essentially. It knocks people over. Her third ability is Turbulence. It's a shield. You get like a wind shield going around you that blocks pretty much all shots. So it's like quite a good shield. And then we have Tornado. Excuse me. Where she sends out a bunch of tornadoes which will pick up enemies and kind of carry them around. There's a small bit of synergy here between Airburst and Tornado. When your tornadoes are going, if you hit them with Airburst, they get bigger. So you pretty much always want to hit your tornadoes with Airburst if you're using them, because you want them to be as big as possible to be able to pick up as many enemies as possible and keep them in that tornado. Also, while enemies are in the tornado, any damage you do to the tornado will be done to all of the enemies inside the tornado, which is quite good. The one problem it has is the fact that enemies don't get kept in that tornado particularly long. But let's do 145 test. Simulate here. First things first, hit your 3. You always want your 3 up. I didn't show my build. Give me a second. Kill those enemies. How I forgot to do that, I don't know. We go up. Just got hit with a bombard rocket. Or 2. So this is my build here. We have Corrosive Projection, which strips enemy armor. We have Aviator, which reduces damage by 40% when you're in the air. And with Zephyr, I tend to be in the air a lot. I don't use her all that often. When I do, it's usually in Plains of Eidolon, so you're just always in the air. We have Prime Continuity for a bunch of ability duration. Streamline for efficiency. Cunning Drift for a bit of ability range. Also makes us a bit faster, which is nice. Quick Thinking and Prime Flow to keep me alive, so I have a lot of energy, and when my health goes down, it will drain my energy rather than my health. Overextended for a bunch of range at the cost of strength. Augur Reach for more range, and Narrow Minded for a bunch of duration at the cost of some range. So pretty much lots of duration, lots of range. She doesn't really need strength for anything. Efficiency I've got at 130, you could go a bit higher with that. I didn't bother. I don't find myself needing it that much. Particularly because I have Xeneric on. So I don't have much trouble with enemies. But now we can do the test. So, simulate this time, again. Hit your 3. You always want your 3 up. See mine lasts for like 48 seconds. So 4. Bunch of tornadoes. You want to hit those tornadoes with your 2. You see it got visibly bigger there. Don't get hit by melee enemies. Because your 3 will only block projectiles. It will not block melee abilities. Also, if you aim down sights and look somewhere, the tornado will move in that direction. And you can see here, it does do a fair amount of damage. See this one, we hit it with our 2, makes it bigger. Make sure you always have your 3 up, because you do take a fairly large amount of damage. Also, you can use your 2 on an enemy or knock them over, and you can shoot them. You want to use your 1 to get around, you can. And then it's just a matter of killing this bombard. Just like that. That's everything dead. So as you can see, she can survive pretty well. She really does. Whoops. You see there just how much momentum she has with her 1. Also, if you push and hold that one, you can see it charge up. We let that go. And we can hover. Which is kind of useful. You can use your other abilities while you're up here, worth noting. I don't use the hover all that often, but it's worth noting that it's there if you want it. Particularly if you're on a map like a defense map maybe, you might want to go high so you can see a bunch of enemies. But the hover isn't that useful. Also, if you look straight down and use your one, you do a dive bomb and you'll do damage when you hit the ground, so you can shoot up. And shoot back down again. I'm hitting the actual load screen on this because I go so high. Ordinarily that's not really a factor you have to worry about too much, but on this map it clearly is. But that's Zephyr in a nutshell. She's alright. I don't find her that interesting to play, except on the Plains of Eidolon, because you can go really, really far, really, really fast. As you can see, that's a lot of speed. I probably could have saved myself there, but I didn't. You see, even after I load back in, I have enough momentum to go all the way to here. So you can get a lot of momentum and go very, very fast, which is cool. And you can fly around. It's pretty cool. But that's Zephyr. Anyway guys, thanks for watching, and I shall see you next time. With, I guess... I don't know, there'll be some kind of Warframe content next week. We're at Zephyr, which is a Z Warframe, which means I've done a build for every Warframe in the game. There's a few I may want to go over again. Also, Grendel will be releasing soonish, so I'll have to do one for him as well, I suppose. But that's gonna be it. See you next time, guys.